It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Monday, September 17th, 2018 at 7 a.m.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Welcome Down on the Corner show. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Scooter Callis and Bob Recktenwald on a Monday. Coming up in a few minutes, Bob Recktenwald Sports, and be recapping the weekend through high school and junior high and OFA and everything going on. And so it's going to be a good show.
Did you ever find out what the difference between a show and a program was?
No. Do you?
Heck no, it's your show.
I don't know.
You got a show or a program?
Program.
I mean, we want to know. Is it a show or a program?
Are you showing or getting programmed? What are you doing?
Good. That'll baffle people all day long. They'll get their dictionaries out.
I'd like to know. What is the difference?
Inspiring minds would like to know.
Inquiring minds want to know. Well, that's your assignment for the day, Bob.
No. No.
You asked the question, research it. Anyway, welcome to Down on the Corner program. And we're enjoying Brewed Awakening, at least I am. These guys are, he's on a health food kick.
Not even smart water.
I've always, what do you got, dumb water?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I had my
I
water.
got to balance myself out.
There you go. 2 dumbs to 1 smart, or 2 smarts to 1 dumb?
I don't know. I'm getting down to
or 50-50.
I'm getting down to think I only got 2 brain cells left, and they don't like each other. So.
And one's waving bye-bye to the other.
Yeah. Yeah, one of them's about to kick the other one out. I'll be down to 1 here in a minute.
Anyway, I'm enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee. I'd like to invite you to come down to the studio. I've got plenty of coffee in the pot over there, and come on down and have a cup of coffee with us sometime. Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. 3 locations to serve you. Balmer Boulevard, BRMC Lobby, and of course 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness. The best coffee in town. Brewed Awakening. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water.
I'm going to get some bumper stickers made.
Are you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell us, Bob. I know you
Oh,
want
no,
to say
because you
it.
really don't like it. I'm going to put my new slogan on there that says, if you're not drinking brewed, you're getting, hosed.
There's something wrong. Or feel free to come by here and get you a cup of coffee at Dale's. You know, the coffee without water in it.
Dave Capper, pastor over at Trinity Lutheran Church at the fair. He's working the fair booth. He said, well, I run by every day. And I said, yeah, I see you. You need to stop in and have coffee or water with it sometime.
Yeah, you get some coffee without water in it. And like Dale likes it.
Just cut you off a slab and go for it. Put it in your cup and
give me a slice of that coffee.
Slice off a hunk of that coffee, dude. All right. Brewed Awakening Coffee. 3 locations to serve you the best coffee in town. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring you morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes, when the need arises, Roller Funeral Homes. They'll work with you and bend over backwards with the utmost in professionalism and respect to help you with the service and your memorial service for your loved ones. So when the need arises, Roller Funeral Homes. And let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, as time goes on, we've now enjoyed the county fair. Now things will settle into a regular routine until the holiday break. Of course, I mean the students in the classroom. Lord, help the teachers and students to knuckle down and accomplish more than expected. Then, of course, the approaching holiday season. And while it's fun to help others at Thanksgiving and Christmas, wouldn't it be nice to be able to help those in need all year? Lord, my prayer today is to help us be knowledgeable, to help those in need, to help when needed. Protect our citizens, protect our schools. My prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas. Bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes, right?
There you go.
Greg's Farm Services brings you the morning weather each and every day. Greg's Farm Services, I pulled up the wrong screen. On the farm, around the home, in the community. Greg's Farm Services. Had a fun time at the lawnmower races Saturday evening. And a lot of folks out there.
I didn't get a chance to get by.
It was good. Had a good time. It was... I appreciate Greg's Farm. They had a tractor in the race out there. Had a GFS sign on a tractor and got going around the track.
Awesome.
It was fun. Now's a good time before we get to the weather. Metro County Fair. I don't know if you guys had a chance to go. It was excellent. It was a lot of fun, and want to compliment the Baxter County Fair Board and putting together a great.
Have any zero turns in that lawnmower race?
No.
What the heck?
I was blessed.
There's been some zero turns on those lawnmowers going around.
I have to say I was blessed. I went to the fair one time Saturday night to pick my kids up. That was
and it looked like the attendance was good. It looked like we had,
the weather was good.
Perfect weather, yeah. It got hot Saturday afternoon.
But normally for the last 5 or 6 years, I think it's rained through the
rained
fair.
every fair.
Yeah, it really has. Yeah. Greg's Farm Services. Check out the specials right now. Deer corn, $5.50 for a 50-pound bag. Then you have a buy one, get half off clothing with edgy twist and a classic Western style. Any combination of cowgirl tough clothing and Mountain West purses and jewelry items in stock. Be sure to check that out. And don't forget their end of season clearance sale on the planter boxes. The bug assault. We've got to go check out the bug assault. That's not, we really popped some bugs around here.
We don't have any bugs around here.
Well, yeah, true.
We just had to shoot
They
people.
had this radius
Dale.
more. Yeah, thanks a lot.
It'll take more than that little salt gun.
Just think in your mind, Dale Slug. Dale Slug. There you go.
Radius E Series suspension, 52-inch deck mower, $5,599. They had a couple of these out at the fair with Greg's Farm Services booth. Good looking mower right there. Check it out, $127 a month. Need to go through all the details there. What do we got here? Trophy Rock, 12-pound all-natural mineral lick, $13.99. And Acorn Range 16-pound bag, now $19.99. The 70-quart mug tub, $15.99. Trap within a trap. All of these are
2 live traps.
2 live traps, yeah. All of these are ready for you to pick up at Greg's Farm Services. 6153 Highway 126 in Gassville, 1309 Bradley Drive in Mountain Home. Greg's Farm Services, they bring you morning weather each and every day. This morning we have 70 very muggy degrees outside. 65 in Harrison, 69 at Hardy. Mountain View checks in at 68, while it's 70 in Yellville. 68 at Marshall. Calico Rock along the beautiful White River is at 70. Around the region, St. Louis checks in at 67, Poplar Bluff at 65, 66 at Branson, 67 in West Plains. In contrast to North Dakota, Watford City checks in at 48 degrees with very little humidity, as it was at 5. Walked out at 5:30, took Pepper out for his little potty break at 5:30. I thought, gas. You go back a week or so ago, it was 60 and very light, cool, crisp air. And this morning it's
little humid this morning. It just rained, so.
I guess, and I had a KY3 weather app, lightning detected 4 point something miles. Came through at 12:24, 12:25 in the morning. Did y'all see any lightning flashes?
I didn't. It wasn't even showing that it was raining by that point, so I don't know.
I don't know. Weird. Anyway, not picking up much on the radar throughout Arkansas and Missouri. We do have the remnants of the hurricane north of North Carolina. I bet they'll be glad when the sun goes to shining over there. A little over, 600,000 people, almost 800,000 or something without power. So we got power companies from all over the country helping out.
It's like they got a little tail still coming in.
Yep, they sure do. Right around in here, yeah. This right here, the eastern part of the country, from Indiana, Ohio state line, West Virginia, North Carolina, the remnants of the hurricane. And it's just kind of sitting there doing nothing but raining. So anyway, shower activity in Minnesota. We got shower activity in the Dakotas. Hey, what you got there, Bob?
I don't know.
A little bit of shower activity coming through west central Nebraska on the South Dakota line. And so that's about it. For Arkansas, we'll take a quick look here. A little bit showing up west of Little Rock. I think they just got this humidity or something. I don't know. I'm going to say all highways are clear. 62, 412 east and west. 65 north, south, Branson, Little Rock. Highway 67, 167, Batesville, Poplar Bluff. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, and 555 all clear at this time. If there's any shower activity at all, it's going to be just a minor little swipe of the wipers occasionally. In Missouri, we'll check the St. Louis stop first and check the highways there. I-70 coming in from Jefferson City, Columbia, looks good. I-44, Rolla, St. Louis in good shape. East on 64 towards Mount Vernon, Illinois, not bad at all. I-70 east towards Vandalia, Effingham in good shape at this time. Southwest Missouri, Joplin, Springfield, Rolla. Southwest Missouri on I-44, a little bit north of Joplin. Whether or not that's picking up, or actually hitting the ground, it's picking up on radar. But anyway, I-44, Joplin, Springfield, maybe a light shower there. I-70, Kansas City towards Columbia, not bad at all. And so, I have not seen any weather forecast in probably since Friday.
I have.
Have you? What are we expecting? What have you
It's
heard?
going to be warm through the week, and I think it's going to cool back down this weekend.
Yeah.
But we do have rain in the forecast.
Well, let's take a look.
Of course, it'll probably rain Friday night.
Oh yeah,
Where y'all at Friday night?
Here.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're waiting for this to load. Speedy the computer is, there we go. For today, high of 91, mostly sunny. And low tonight, 68. Then Tuesday, Mr. Weather Predictor over here. There it is, 20% chance of isolated thunderstorms on Tuesday, high of 91. Tuesday night, low of 70 degrees. Well, Wednesday's a high of 89 with a low of 70. On Thursday, high of 90 with clear skies. Then Friday night, Bob, chance of thunder showers, high of 87 degrees, a 30% chance then.
never fails.
Never fails. Then Saturday, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny, high of 83. And so, it'd be nice to have a little isolated shower. My yard's just kind of that funny looking brown and green. It's not really dead and it's not really alive, so I may have to go buy a bag of fertilizer or
Not
something.
really dead, not really alive.
Yeah, it's just kind of laying there doing nothing,
He's got a sign in his yard that says the home of the living dead.
There you go. That's my yard.
Community calendar brought to you by Affordable Housing, 741-2883. Coming up, the Enlightened Women's Conference is set for the 29th of September at Real Life Church at 1326 Rossi Road. Shedding light on the darkness in our region, making a stand against the enemy, taking back our children. Brought to you by Care Centered Ministries. For more information, 701-5078. It's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., $30 per ticket. That includes lunch and a t-shirt. And hear from a lot of great speakers around the two-county area. So you can call 701-5078 for that, for more information on that activity. The Lone Rock Fire Protection District Barbecue and Open House is Saturday, October 6th from noon to 3 p.m., rain or shine. You're going to have a special barbecued chicken leg quarter meal.
They've always done a great job at the barbecue over there. They really have.
They're going to have fire engine rides and other kids' activities, door prizes. And you get chances to win a Ruger American Predator rifle, 6.5 Creedmoor with Vortex Crossfire 2, 4x12x40 rifle scope, first drawing. And then what's the second one? Oh, the Yeti Roadie
Yeti cooler.
Yeah. We need to copy this and put it on the screen. Or you get a $250 Walmart gift card on the third drawing. So be sure to run down to Lone Rock. That's a pretty drive down there.
It is.
Yeah.
I like it down there.
Yeah, real pretty down there. And so come on out and help the Lone Rock Fire Protection District. Is that all volunteer down there, ain't it?
I believe so,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is all volunteer.
Wow. You know of anything coming up?
No, I had the fair thing, and now we're done with that, so my coverage is over.
Now, do we need to cut the King of the Mountain Youth Wrestling?
Not yet. It'll be coming up, but that's a little bit early. That's not
Yeah,
until
it says December 1st.
December 1st.
So what King...
It's our youth wrestling for Mountain Home Flyers.
So you might as well talk about it now that you've already.
Now you
Well,
brought
is
it
that
up.
strictly for this area? You bringing in other people from
No,
like Missouri and
there will
Arkansas?
be people from all around. From last year, we had kids from Iowa,
Really?
Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois. They'll be from all over.
More to come, later date.
More to come. That comes up December 1st. And December 1st is going to be here before we know it.
And
I guarantee
I'm not
you
ready for that.
within the next 10 days, you're going to see Christmas decorations at Walmart.
They probably already do. What are you
Right
kidding?
right after the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Kindness Incorporated's third annual Golden Gala takes place on November 10th from 6 to 10 p.m. The gala sponsors $2,500. Gold sponsor $1,200. Silver sponsor $750. Bronze sponsor $250. Table decoration sponsor for $150. This is to raise money for Kindness Incorporated, which is the transportation services provided for the two-county region. You can call Debbie Womack at 870-425-6475, or you can send your check to Post Office Box 1057, Mountain Home, Arkansas 72654 for the post office zip code. All right.
There you go.
Anything else?
That's all I got. It's football day. Or this sports day, I guess. In
This
general,
Sports Day,
but it's
Bob
gonna be-
Recktenwald Sports coming up.
It's something.
So
It's something.
coming up
Bob's
on
here.
7:15, we're going to take a quick break. I think Coach Mattox is here, so stick around. Be right back.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right products.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Do you ever feel like your butt's dragging and you could really use a lift? Ozark Diesel Off-Road. Ozark Diesel Off-Road has been installing lifts for over 25 years. They specialize in all your off-road vehicle needs, from general repairs such as engine diagnostics, clutch and brake repair, to custom fabrication like axle gears and lockers, leveling and suspension kits, and everything in between. So if your vehicle could really use a lift, head to Ozark Diesel Off-Road, located at 5051 Highway 62 East, or give them a call at 870-425-LIFT.
Why would I recommend Hospice the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Nemus Pizza. It's Monday. Bob Recktenwald, sports. Hi.
I've not been that way in years.
With a little help from my friends.
With a little help from my friend. It is Monday morning sports. We're about to kick off conference season for not just Mountain Home, but Yeovil Summit, Salem. I guess all schools in the area will be kicking off their conference season starting Friday night, so we've asked Coach Bryan Mattox to come in and visit with us a little bit about what the upcoming conference looks like and kind of explain to us what the conference that Mountain Home is actually in, because they did some changing around with the baseball and softball and I think basketball somewhat.
Everything but football.
Everything
basically.
but football.
Like,
And
thanks a lot, huh?
so a
That's
lot
what
of
I
folks
said. Thanks a
are
lot, guys.
a lot of folks are confused about what conference we're actually in, so we're going to visit a little bit about that. But first of all, we haven't seen Coach here in a few weeks. We're going to recap all the way back to the Sheridan game, and nothing like rubbing salt in the wound.
Thank you.
know?
Good. Let's do that. Yeah, let's
And you
recap.
don't even drink coffee.
Let's recap non-conference. Sure, let's do that.
Yeah, we need to
You bet.
see what's going on and what are we doing to maybe change things a little bit. So talk to me about Sheridan, Coach. We went down to Little Rock and things didn't fare well, but
Well, we went to, it's really one of those deals. We're as young as we've been probably in my lifetime at Mountain Home High School right now with our football team. I think we said we've got 5 returning lettermen that are on the field on Friday nights, and that's just, I don't care if you're at Pine Bluff, North Little Rock, if you're at Harrison, whatever school you're at Mountain Home, that's just going to be tough. And so we've got some kids that just need experience, and that's not fun, from if you're looking at scoreboards and you're wanting wins, and that's not fun, but it is what it is. It's the reality of kind of where this thing was headed, and part of the challenge of getting this thing rebuilt, we've got to get to a point where we're not ever having to do this, where there's 20 solid kids in every class that are program kids. They stay with it. They show up every day to practice and work hard. And there's so many things, before I even get into the games, it's to me, we're on schedule. If you're if you're an outsider that's not there every day, you just look at it and go, man, we're losing big. And so really, are we making any progress? And the answer is absolutely. And it will show. We talked at the parent meeting this year. I got real with everybody and said, look, you can remind me that I said this in 3 or 4 years. It is going in a good direction. And I invite anybody to come in 3 or 4 years and remind me that I said that. It is. Here's what happens, and I just to cut to the chase. We've struggled non-conference, and what's going on, and I get that all the time. And it's real simple. If I only planned on being here 3 or 4 years, I'd let some things go. I'd let some kids play and that have violated rules. Whether they're getting in trouble in school left and right, or whether they're just not showing up to summer practices, whether they don't show up, or maybe they miss 2 or 3 days each week, and I've seen that happen here, where a coach doesn't plan on being here very long. They want to win some games and then move on, and so the kids kind of get used to that, and they think, okay, well, coach needs us to play, so he'll let me miss a couple of days this week and come to practice, and a couple of days and still play, and we're not allowing that.
But you got to have the discipline,
and you have to have discipline. You have to have structure. You have to have accountability. And that leads to, basically it's going to build the type of characteristic traits you need to be successful.
Doesn't the discipline build the character of the team?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And if you're in the room every day, and I wish there was just more tangible ways of measuring it, it is night and day better than it was a year ago. Sometimes that means you got to remove some kids. Lou Holtz always said motivation is really easy. Remove those who aren't motivated. And we've had to do some of that, and it's part of it. Somebody was saying, well, you don't have very many kids. And look, we could have 85 kids tomorrow. We'll eat pizza and show ice cream. We won't ever do any tackling drills. We won't go full pads ever and play real football. We'll just make it as much fun as we can possibly make it, and forget about how good we can be as a football team. But you'll never grow. You'll never improve. And really, even doing it that way, somewhere down the road, they'll start quitting again. Because you're not having success. So it's one of those deals. You just be patient. This process works. I've seen it work here. It's going the exact same way that it did last time it worked here with Coach Patrick. It takes time, and when you're running what we're running too, you sit there from the outside and you go, they need to throw that ball more. They need to spread it out and throw the ball more. Well, we've had some very talented groups from Mountain Home come through here. A lot of receivers, quarterbacks that could run, could throw. And it just didn't. We had very limited success with it, and it'd be a 3-hour conversation as to the ins and the outs of why we believe that that's not the answer. We've lost 2 quarterbacks. One of them was really the guy we were hoping would take the reins and run with it. We need and in the option football, you need more of a running quarterback, and the one we've got right now playing Dawson, he's really not the more mobile. We felt good about him running it. But when you lose the other guys behind him, you can't risk him as much. And so we really haven't been able to run the option portion of the playbook. We've tried to get we're repping 2 emergency quarterbacks. They've caught up enough where we're going to go back and start running more option football again, starting this Friday with Jonesboro. So we hope to have a little more success offensively than what we've had. But
okay, I've got a quick question. How do you develop a quarterback? Bob and Scooter involved in the young people's program here, the OFA, and they see what's the starting grade? 3rd, 4th, 5th? Where do you start them at?
Third grade.
Where do you start developing that quarterback?
As soon as they're willing to meet you halfway and put the work in. That's where. But for us, it's 7th grade, yes, and that's what our 7th grade's running the same thing. That
so
they're going to run in high school.
Tire from a tree and just throw the football through the tire?
Oh, that's a 3-hour conversation too. There's so many different things you can do.
I bet that hasn't been done in a long time. Hang the tire from the tree.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you.
And that hadn't happened.
I mean, if we hung the tire at that camera, I couldn't hit it. It takes talent.
Well, here's the deal. Unfortunately, in a youth football program, every coach thinks their son's the quarterback.
Well, so in baseball, every coach thinks their son can pitch.
Every assistant thinks their son's the quarterback. And the reality of it is, good chance that son doesn't need to be
Why
playing
don't we
anywhere
let the
but
coaches make that
the end,
determination?
and meaning the end of
I
the
can tell
bench.
you, my son is not a quarterback.
Yeah, but you're not a coach. Oh,
But then again,
I feel that
I've
way, and
seen
my
your-
son is playing quarterback.
well, and I didn't. That wasn't meant to be a gig to you, Coach.
No, I know.
But the reality of it is, when you've got 10 or 12 youth football teams, every coach thinks their kid needs to be the quarterback.
Right.
And I've said this before in this program. If I had to do it all over again, I would not coach my two sons
Exactly.
in football.
Exactly.
I think I did more harm than good. Now, when you get into the 7th grade, where all personal effects are gone, is when you really start looking for someone that's got the hidden talent to be a quarterback.
Right.
When Zach Hawthorne
Yeah.
played in the Pee Wee League, the first 2 years that he played, I had him on the line. Then we moved him because he had some skill. We moved him into a running back or a quarterback role, and then he kind of took off, and the coaches in the school levels took that on to the next level,
He
which
really flourished.
turned out very well for Mountain Home and
Yes.
for the 7th grade and 8th grade on up. But to answer your question, the old teach them the skills of repetitive, how does a pitcher get to be a good pitcher? He pitches.
Mm-hmm.
How does a quarterback get to be a good quarterback?
But if
A throwing quarterback? He has
in
to
either
throw.
sport, you got to have what's the word I'm looking for? You have to develop the mechanics.
And the
you know,
only
because
way you
you've
can
got a
develop
guy out there
mechanics in any sport is repetitive.
Repetition, repetition, repetition.
You
It's-
have
it's
to be
anything.
repetitive.
Yep.
But see, the difference you're developing a pitcher in baseball or quarterback. So we could hang the tire here from the beam, and we could practice on the football. But now you've got the guy that's running downfield, and you're at the 50, he's at the 20. You got to be able to hit him while he's running. That's another talent development right there. He may have thrown through the tire a million times. Well, the
Right.
tire's hanging still. Well, he's got this guy running at 18 miles an hour, and he's got to throw a football 30, 40 yards. That's the talent you got to develop.
Well, you hit on, and when you ask about quarterbacks, I would take that and I would expand it across the whole spectrum of
Sure.
football. I would talk about everything from quarterbacks to offensive line to defensive line to linebackers.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize what all goes into being a linebacker. You talk about quarterbacks need to be developed. Linebackers really have to be developed. It may be harder to play in
And
the
that's some
conference
of
that
the-
we're in.
Yeah.
One of the things I hated the worst is when you've got a group of people sitting around talking about a football team, and they say, well, the skilled players, and what they mean a skilled player is a quarterback and the
Running
running
back.
backs and possibly the ends. To me, the skilled players are the guys in the trenches that have to know, don't worry about this defensive tackle. You've got to go block this linebacker.
Right.
Really?
Now, you can call whatever you want to the running backs and the ends. Call them whatever you want. But the real skill is knowing if they're going to stunt or if they're going to blitz or whatever. Now, are you going to pull? Are you going to sit there?
So that line
Are you
has
gonna
to kind
fade?
of mind read.
Are you going to aggress?
Well,
There's a lot of different things to it. The mechanics have to all work together.
And that's just,
make
I
it
mean,
happen.
and it's really, and this is where, when we talked about this summer before we ever played a game, that I felt personally, I felt very strongly that while we did a lot of experimenting, those last 3 or 4 years before I got hired, while that was really, I liked that we settled back on veer option football. Coach Joyce came in here, what works at Mountain Home? We'll try this, we'll try this, we'll try this, we'll try this. Ultimately settles right back on what's the only thing that's really been successful here in the last 30 years or so is veer option football. So I thought that helped show the community, look, we've had different coaches come in here trying to go 3, 4, and 5 wide spread, and it just, while we have some talented kids, so does everybody else we're playing, and it's a team speed situation, and they also have more depth. And when you run that offense, there's more snaps, and now depth is going to win out. There's, like I said, it's a 3-hour conversation. We don't have time for that, but there's a reason we don't do that. But with that said, while that was a positive that I think it helped show our community what works, what doesn't, it really hurt us too, in that these kids have been taught a lot of scheme, a lot of plays, a lot of who do I block. They haven't been taught a lot of how to block them. They haven't been taught a lot of how to throw the football, how the mesh exchange happens between the quarterback and the fullback, and how to make a read when you don't block a defensive lineman on purpose. And And I give you an example of kind of what we're trying to do. We see 300-pound defensive linemen, and we're trying to block them with, a 200-pound offensive lineman. Who's going to win that? I mean, we're not going to move that kid. It's not going to happen for us. So you don't block him. You leave him, and you run, a running back right in front of that defensive lineman. You have your offensive lineman go block the linebacker. And now that 300-pound defensive lineman, now you're making him be quicker. Are you going to take the fullback or are you going to take the quarterback? And whichever one he takes, the other one has the ball. And and that takes repetition. What happens is, and you see this in 7th grade and junior high, the kids are going, okay, we're supposed to leave somebody unblocked. Which one was it? And then two people leave their man unblocked, and then it blows up. And you're sitting up in the bleachers as a parent going, can we not run what they're running? Because this isn't working. And so you panic. And some coaches listen to that, and then they go, okay, well, these parents are getting upset. We need to do something else. Everybody relax. There's a process at work. It will get better. I promise you, I've seen this 100 times. It will get better. These kids will learn as they get older. They're learning that right now in 7th grade. They're learning it right now in junior high. They're not going to learn it in high school. That does take time, unfortunately. These kids haven't been doing it, and they're learning it. And
so what I'm hearing in this conversation is there's too many coaches in the bleachers.
Oh no! I'm just trying to help everybody. I get this all
the armchair quarterback.
And for 3 weeks, I've had people come to me, and it tells you about some of the guys that we've had come through here too. But former coaches, and sometimes parents too. The parents have been great, to be honest with you.
Good.
I hear just enough of it where I feel like it's my job as kind of the leader of the group to just tell everybody, listen, it's okay, it's all right. I know we're 0-3, and I know the scores haven't been good. It's not going to stay that way. And I think that's really all I'm trying to say there. If we change who we are because of results, then we never believed in anything to begin with.
Yeah. Coach, we need to grab a break real quick.
Okay.
So
7:31.
We'll come back. Coach Mattox, just a moment.
Be right back.
Neema's Pizza in Gassville, Arkansas is your home for national and international award-winning pizza. Neema's Pizza offers artisan-made award-winning pizza with only the freshest and finest of ingredients. Each pizza is made from scratch and hand-tossed at the time you place your order. And also check out their calzone strombolis, an oven-baked folded pizza stuffed with your choice of meat. Sauce can be on the side or included inside at your request. Neema's Pizza in Gassville, Arkansas, your home for award-winning pizza.
Our roll burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
We're back with Coach Bryan Mattox from Mountain Home High School. Coach, we started off this session when we were going to talk about the conference. Explain to us the changes. I know it doesn't affect football as much as it did every other sport, which makes no sense to me at all. But explain to the folks where we're at with our conference play. I know Friday night we opened up conference with Jonesboro coming to town. Jonesboro's pretty salty.
Jonesboro's pretty. Them and just about everybody else in our conference. To be honest with you, it's a tough conference. But it's fun. You got to embrace the challenge. I mean, you got to love playing some of the best teams in the state. That's just something you have to look forward to. And I know when I played, and now as a coach, I always trying to. The underdog role can be fun if you'll embrace it a little bit. But yeah, Jonesboro, they've got. They put it to you this way: it's one of those games where you get emails from college coaches saying, "Hey, we got some kids coming in, or we got some coaches coming in to look at some kids on Friday. Can you put us on the, on the pass list to get into the game?" And they got some kids that are being looked at. I know they got a defensive lineman that's, I believe, Ole Miss and Arkansas is starting to talk to. They got you'll recognize him, number 91. But anyway, Jonesboro's loaded.
They're coming off a loss. They got beat by Little Rock Catholic over the weekend on Friday night.
Jonesboro did?
Yeah, they
Jonesboro's
got beat 34-17.
lost
So they're 1-2, I think, coming in.
Don't let it fool you. They beat Batesville handily, and then they lost to Conway and Catholic, who I believe both teams are 3-0 in their 7A school. So don't let it fool you. Those two are very, very good teams. And really, Catholic, watching the film, they had every chance to beat Catholic. They just, a couple of turnovers, couple of mistakes. But Jonesboro's a great team, and you get Pine Bluff right after them. That's how we start conference play, with two of the favorites to win it.
Ain't nothing like a good old 6-hour road trip, right?
You gotta love the Pine Bluff road trip. West Memphis and Marion, those road trips have always been fun, but I'm used to it by now. I think the kids are used to it. It's just normal for us.
So we're looking at Jonesboro, Pine Bluff, West Memphis,
Marion's in there, Searcy, Jacksonville, and Sylvan Hills is new to the conference this year. Basically, I'll go back to what you were kind of hinting at there. The AAA. It's fun, by the way, getting to explain the AAA to everybody.
Good luck.
They basically every sport but football is in what is a 5A 6A blend, is how I look at it, because I think most people are familiar with what the 5A used to be and what the 6A used to be, and now it's just one classification. 5A and 6A were playing together. They were in the past in every sport but football, but then at state tournament time they'd split back up. Your 5A schools would go back off and play in a 5A state tournament. 6A would go play in a 6A state tournament. All that's really changed is they've eliminated that part of it. Now they're all in the same state tournament. So they've combined the 16 teams that were in 6A with the top 16 teams that were in 5A into a 32-team classification for every sport but football. The logic, as it's been explained to me, that football's not included in that is that football only travels once every other week. Whereas basketball, sometimes there's 2-3 road trips in a week. Soccer, same way. Baseball, softball, and so agree with the logic. Don't agree with the logic. Those are the notes I've gotten.
And they still have the elite 7A.
And they still have the 7A, which
is 16 teams, right?
Yes. And I think there's some 5A schools that really fought on the football end of it. They said, we don't feel like it would be fair for us to have to play schools that have 300 or 400 kids more than us. And I laugh when I hear that, because, when
we've done it for years.
Well, when Coach Mahan was here, I to this day feel really bad for Benji, because his second year actually was pretty good, and then we went into the 6A 7A blend. Well, we're playing Cabot. They more than double our enrollment.
Mm-hmm.
You talk these 5A schools don't want to play, a Mountain Home because we got 200 more kids than they do. Try playing 1,500 more kids. That's what we were trying to do, and so and we're in that boat now.
You've got 1,500 more in enrollment, but you've got 37 less on the football field.
Right.
One time Bob and I were in the booth. Scooter may have been there too. Rogers, remember that 9th grade?
Rogers Heritage brought over
99.
Mm-hmm.
Or did that have a 00 in there?
They had a double odd.
So we had 100 kids dressed out.
Yeah.
Coach Cudworth will tell you a story about, we played Springdale back when Gus Malzahn was there, so that's how long ago it's been. They misscheduled. I guess they double booked their JV, and we show up over there to play JV game. They didn't have us. He gets on the phone. Coach Malzahn gets on the phone, calls as many kids as he can find, and brings up just random group of kids. they beat us. They beat us over there in JV that night, and that's when we had our program was really doing pretty well. But that just the number of kids that they had a sophomore team, then they had a JV team, and then they had a varsity team, and so it just that tells you the difference in a 7A school and a 6A school. You know, you compare Mountain Home and Harrison.
Yeah.
The difference in kids is you can't tell. You compare Mountain Home and Springdale, you can tell the difference in the number of kids. And so, I mean, like I said, 99 kids come over for a junior high game, and that's on a road trip. Some of them, I guarantee you, stayed at home. So,
yeah,
that's why 7A. Back to the main point. That's why 7A stays by itself, because I think everybody agrees it's just not fair to throw other schools in there with them.
So, should we be playing teams like Highland, Huntsville, Greenbrier, Atkins?
Enrollment-wise, we're probably closer. We are closer. No, you take the probably out of that. We are closer to a Highland than we are to, say, Conway.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and it's by far. But
and who else would be in there?
Should we be playing them? I think. I mean, if you go by the rules of enrollment, we're technically probably where we should be.
Really?
That's misleading. I think. I think what gets Mountain Home, we don't get the move-ins, we don't get the transfers because of our location.
Right.
Greenwood. Everybody.
So does our location work against you?
Oh yeah.
Being in the top.
If you're talking about just strictly drawing in new kids from from outside the district, yes. I don't.
Because I remember our high school days in the 70s, we had the conference games would be Siloam Springs, Harrison, and was it Batesville?
Mm-mm. No, Batesville was a lot smaller in the 70s than they are now. But
Huntsville,
because that was
Siloam
prior
Springs.
To their industrial move.
I remember Siloam, Harrison. There's
Huntsville.
Maybe in Huntsville. Yeah, maybe in Huntsville. Yeah.
I get that from some former players. When I played, we did this, and we were with all due respect.
But that's 45 years ago.
You weren't playing Jonesboro. You weren't playing West Memphis. You weren't playing Marion. And I'm not. They had good teams. I know. I know some of the guys that played, and they were really good athletes. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that you can't compare it.
Yeah.
It's apples and oranges. But
the industrial move when Tyson developed and Butterball developed and all these new developments came in and the jobs came and the parents came, and Batesville took a big jump in enrollment size.
So that started somewhere around the early 80s, 82, 83?
Probably end of the 70s, early 80s.
But I think it's important, like you go back to last season with all the injuries we had, and we were really just kind of, from week to week plugging people in. It kind of that slowed down late in the year where we had the same lineup a few weeks in a row, and we play Searcy, we play West Memphis, and we've got both of them on the ropes, and we're nowhere near where I think at that point in time where I think we're going to be, and those two teams go to the semifinals. I want to make sure, as we're having this conversation, I do believe very, very strongly that we can have success against the teams we're playing.
Yep.
We're not there. We're not.
It's coming. It's coming.
It takes time, and you don't want to talk publicly about how bad you feel like it was. But I felt like things were not going very good from a standpoint of kids being retained in the program and just what the fundamental skills being taught. You don't want a kid to be asked to throw a baseball around for 3 or 4 weeks and then say, no, you know what, we're going to have you throw a frisbee. No, you know what, let's give you a volleyball serve. No, you know what, let's put you in wrestling, see if football, there's so many different types of offenses and defenses, and then those different styles of play have different fundamentals. And it's not just what plays you're running, it's the fundamentals within it, the reads, the keys. And these kids, they don't live it like coaches do. They show up to practice and they go home, they got another world. They're not going to obsess over it, they're not going to spend up the extra time. I'm just being real, it's the world we live in. And so you have to let them see it day after day after day from 7th grade through high school before they really start to master their craft. And so that's what I say. Somebody was saying earlier, so are you hearing some chirping? And the parents have been great. I just feel like it was my job as the leader of this thing to remind everybody, because I've seen it before. I've been here in times like this. I've been here in good times. I've just been here a long time. I've been able to see both sides of it. And I recognize body language. I recognize frustration. I recognize disappointment. And,
But here's what I'm seeing from you. I'm seeing a good positive outlook. The past is past. We're
Yes,
moving on and we're improving.
Yes, and you just learn each week and you get better. And that's the other thing. It allows the kids to grow when you keep things consistent. It allows your coaches to grow as well. And when we talked about this back in the summer, getting coaches in that maybe hang around a little bit longer, and I really believe that it's from that end of it, especially, it's as good as it's been in a while, and we got to continue to grow there. And coaches can get better, kids can get better, and I see that happening. I see that happening at a fast rate.
The unfortunate thing is, not only do you have to battle the fight on the field against the opponent, you got to battle the fight of the attitude of your disgruntled players and your disgruntled coworkers. They don't see, a lot of them are new, they don't see the big picture right off the bat. It takes them a while to do that. But then you've got on a Friday night 1,500 people sitting in the stands going, what the heck, again?
Why don't
we go again?
Why don't we this, or why don't we that, or can't we, or can't.
One thing that you brought up Coach Patrick, one thing that you would remember in the early days of Coach Patrick was he didn't have his system in place. So it was up the middle, up the middle, up the middle, punt. Up the middle, up the middle, up the middle.
And that's
punt.
how
you could almost do a song that way, and that's the perception that you get from sitting 5 or 6 rows up in the bleachers, when reality is it's supposed to be off tackle on the left, broken play.
Mr.
Off
Reed
tackle on the right, broken play. It's not really up the middle, punt. And until the stands gets a grip and says, okay, that's not the way that play was designed. It's just the way the play looks and the way it turned out.
On any given play, we can give it to the fullback, we can keep it, or we can pitch it.
Sure.
And sometimes the read gets messed up, or it doesn't.
And I would encourage, and we'll have to take a break here, and Coach needs to go to school, but I would encourage any parent or any spectator that doesn't even have a child playing in this sport, if you want to see what it's really supposed to be like, show up at a practice field on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Yes.
And then judge how it's really working for them. That's my thought.
But again, and don't misunderstand me either. I'm not trying to scold parents. They've been great. It's just, I feel like, and it's always darkest before the dawn. And and I feel like that's where we are. It's very important that we just understand. I'm not scolding anybody. It's,
better times are coming.
It is coming.
One more quick question, then we're going to have to go. Do we still have a JV schedule?
Right now, we don't have enough kids. That's part of what I was talking about earlier. We could have.
Okay, so we do not have a JV schedule.
Yes.
All right.
Well, we have a JV
really like
schedule.
that shirt you're wearing. That's cool.
This is our team shirt that the kids
That's
get on
cool.
the bus and travel in.
But we just don't have enough kids to play in.
We're doing it week by week. We have not canceled our JV season.
Really? Okay, so the season is still there.
The season's
if you can muster up enough players.
Yes.
You need to go to break?
Yep.
We'll take a break.
Be right back.
Do you need?
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
We're just going to come back real quick and thank Coach Mattox for coming this morning and visiting with us and kind of letting folks know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, as you say, and try to keep these kids as positive as possible. I've been doing football in Mountain Home for this my 23rd season up in the press box. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, I've seen the ugly, and it seems to be a cycle. when we run through some bad, because we get a coach that's there for a while, it does get better. And folks just hang in there, give the coach and staff a chance. And I'm not talking about the parents. Like you said, the parents have been great because they understand the picture.
Yes.
But the folks that come in the stands, and we've got a lot of loyal folks that come that haven't had student athletes for years and years. We have a lot of those that come on Friday night. Bear with the coaching staff, bear with the athletic director.
Support
the programs. You know, when my oldest brother played, he went 1-9, and then they had to forfeit the one game they did win because the kicker was ineligible. You know, so we've seen some ugly years, but we've seen some good years too. You know, we've won some district champions, and we've won conference champions, and we've gone to the finals of the state playoffs when we had a coach here. But that coach did not make that team. I don't care what you say. Shane Patrick was a good coach, probably still is today. He did not make that team that went to play Texarkana War Memorial. Those players made that team.
Absolutely.
Those players bought into a program that was brought here by a coach. And Robert Johnson and Shane Patrick and the rest of those guys worked those players because they saw the potential of those players. Those two coaches will tell you today, they didn't make those teams. The players the players' desire to win made those teams.
They will tell you that. Absolutely.
Coach, we appreciate you coming out.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you
We'll have
guys.
you come back in a couple of weeks, and we'll
bet.
recap and see where we are. And again, appreciate your time. We'll see you on Friday nights.
You bet. Really
Actually,
appreciate
we'll
you
see
guys.
you on
Thank
Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays.
You bet. Yes.
And then again on
Looking
Fridays.
forward to it.
So Thursday night we got a 5 o'clock blue
5
gold.
o'clock blue gold game. It's going to be a 9th grade scrimmage. Tonight, the 7th and 8th grade boogie on down to Batesville Southside, and we'll wish them best of luck. And take us back to a commercial break, and we'll let Coach go on to school.
With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support, and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
7:53, Monday morning sports, and good to see Coach Mattox here. Good positive outlook, and that's what it's going to take. You can't. Rome wasn't built in a day, and realize the weakness, look at the strength, and develop it.
I don't care how you slice it. Being a high school football coach in any venue in the state of Arkansas is a tough job.
Yeah.
You know, the majority of them teach a class. The majority of them have other responsibilities other than coaching. And it's a tough job.
Yep.
You know, look, Scooter, you deal with it. And when you coached in the OFA a couple of years, 4 years, whatever you did, I dealt with it in Mountain Home Youth Football.
It's a juggle.
You not only have to deal with the 20-something odd players that you've got on that team, but you've got to deal with 20-something odd sets of parents, and sometimes twice that because you got so many divorces these days. So like Coach said, it could take a while. Just hang in there, and that's the only thing we can do is hope for the best and make sure nobody gets hurt. We went to XL7 TV went to Berryville last Friday night, and Berryville beat Yellville Summit 42-0. We definitely need to get us a placard with the Mercy rules on it, and so we can show that on Friday nights.
We may be explaining it quite often this year.
How they ran it in Berryville was totally different than how they ran it the last time in Mountain Home.
Really? In what?
They did not stop the clock
at all.
Period. Change possession, they didn't stop the clock.
No, when I've been on,
run out of bounds, they didn't stop the clock.
The only time they stopped the clock is if they called a timeout, and that was it. Other than that,
only if the white hat, stopped it.
Huh? Really?
Which is not protocol, which is not the rule, but that's the way they did it.
Change of possession didn't stop?
No, you run out of bounds, they didn't stop it.
Wow.
Now that could be the scorekeeper not knowing exactly what the rule is, but when the white hat made the announcement that they were going into the Mercy rule, he flat out said, "You will only stop this clock when I direct you to."
Who said that?
The white hat.
Which is technically would be true because he is the one.
He's in charge.
He's the one in charge, and
if
he's
that's the
making
way
the
he
call.
interprets the rule, that's what the rule is.
And even as a score person, your job is to do what.
Yeah, if that's the way he instructed you, that's the way you
Yeah.
have to do it. It's not the rule, but it's the way he interpreted the rule.
Because I think we've done that different in the booth.
Oh, we always do it different. Yep. So anyway, Berryville beats Yellville Summit 42-0. The game that's kind of in an uproar in the state is Baptist Prep and Carlisle. They finished in a 12-12 tie. This year, they changed the rule on non-conference games. They don't end in ties. You're to go into an overtime effect. But for some reason, they ended at 12-12. Benton beat Cabot 56-41, which is a big score. Another one I wanted to tell you about was Fayetteville and Bryan, 36-35.
That was close.
It was close. Yeah.
Fayetteville and Bryant?
Fayetteville and Bryant, 36-35. Fort Smith Southside beat Heritage 52-22. Greenwood beat Sand Springs, Oklahoma 49-13. Harbor beat Pine Bluff 27-18. Harding Academy beat Heber Springs 29-27. The reason I bring up the Harding Academy and those other schools, because that's the district, that's the conference that Yellville plays in. They're all 3A, 4A type schools. Jacksonville beat Little Rock Hall 6-0 in overtime.
Say that again. What'd you say?
Jacksonville beat Little Rock Hall 6-0 in overtime.
Boy, that was all defense, wasn't it?
Well, let me tell you, there's been people say that the only game that Mountain Home would have won if the schedule would have stayed the same as last year would have been Little Rock Hall.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes you wonder what's going on with that. We already said that Little Rock Catholic beat Jonesboro 34-17. Little Rock Christian beat Greenbrier 56-13. Real quick, one more that's kind of interesting is Marion 37, Blytheville 35. Mountain Home High School golf team went to Jonesboro and played on Saturday. The Lady Bombers came out on top, and the boys came out in 7th place. Giving some credit to Weston Hoover and Luke Jackson for the boys, and for Sydney Sinskowski and Kinsey Collins for the girls. They both shot 80s. I don't think we got a whole lot of time left.
I've got the Mercy rule pulled up according to the...
You ain't got time to go over it.
Yes, I do. NFHS High School, adopted by 34 states, Mercy rule. An official timeout is called. First down is declared. Change of possession. Dryer changed the game ball. A charge timeout is called. At the end of the period, a score occurs. The clock will continue running in all other situations. That's in the 3A handbook in Arkansas.
You need to print that out so we can put it on a placard so we can put it on.
I'll go over the OFA scores tomorrow. We ain't got enough time to run over them.
Sounds good. You know what? Yeah, good, because we got guests coming in at 7:30, so we need that. Come in and talk OFA 7:15, 7:30. We got to go.
I've got to work at 7.
See y'all tomorrow. Thanks to Coach Mattox for being here. Scooter and Bob. See you tomorrow.
Have a nice day.